What's up, everybody, and welcome back. Today, gonna get into just cases, travel cases for the Switch. Some that aren't for the Switch, and another one that's sort of for the Switch. But first off, we'll get into the official one. It's pretty simple, kind of plain Jane. Nintendo Switch marketing on the top. I just zipped it closed. It's a nice lining on the inside. Has a couple of game cards holders. It also has little packs on the inside for holding micro SD cards to take up one of the game slots. So if you don't have the micro SD card holders in here, you can have up to 8 games, or you can carry 6 games and 4 SD cards. Holds a standard Switch, nice little soft pad to go over the top of it. Help protect the screen while you're traveling. Fits the regular Switch and the Switch OLED. Also, too, if you want to play, it has some Velcro on it. You can slap that on there and have it sitting up at an angle without having to use the really crappy kickstand on the V1, V2. Like I said, I love my OLED a lot better, and a lot of you will probably hate me for saying this, but my OLED travels between two docks. I don't travel with my OLED. It stays at home, it stays in a dock. I've never actually played my OLED Switch with the screen. It's always been in a dock. It has lived in a dock its whole life, and that's the one I use for streaming. Sometimes I'll use this one for streaming. That's just mostly because this is my modified Switch, but this case works good. Yeah, it's the official Nintendo one. Get into one of the more unofficial ones. Again, this one has a nice little zipper pocket up top that you could store a couple of things in. It's got 10 slots right here that you could actually store your games on. Flips up. Now, what this one doesn't have is a way that upward mount. Switch still fits in here. I think this one is actually made for like the ROG or Steam Deck. It's one of those two. But the reason why I wanted to bring this one up is if you have something like this or larger Joy-Cons on the side, it'll almost fit in here. The joysticks, they get a little smashed by the top, and the upper piece can't exactly flop down on it. But this is a viable option. You can store a couple of cables, a few extra Joy-Cons up top, still have your Switch in the bottom, and have it protected by that. And if you had something else to slide underneath this, if you had your factory Joy-Cons, kind of like the factory one had the, or I should say the official one, has those little red cases, you could fit those down here or up top, in addition to the slots that you have right here. It's just another option with a little bit more storage. I actually don't use this one. I've had it for a while and it's just not quite the right size. One day I might pick up a Steam Deck. That's actually what this one's made for. See if it fits in there. Then we have another one. This one is much bigger than the last one. Very similar setup, a lot bigger. The thing is this one has the same little slots sitting in the bottom of it. Let's see if I can pop my other case open here real quick. The thing is they're just a little too small to fit a Switch game. And yes, I know this is a big Switch, but it's just a little too small to actually be able to fit a Switch game in here, unlike this one. So unfortunately, the design on this one, due to that factor, but what you could do is if you got a seam ripper, just literally cut every other one on the bottom, and that would give you 8 slots total to store stuff. It has a bigger, larger top pocket in it, so you could fit the actual whole charger in there, a portable dock if you have one, other cables. That has the same retention straps for stuff. Now, what this one does do that the other one doesn't is it is deep enough to fit this controller in there and not smash the Joy-Cons or the joysticks, and you can still have your Switch in there, and this would come over the top of it and sit like that and not completely smash it. Oh, this one, I wish I could remember who the manufacturer was. It's completely unbranded. These two cases were picked up on Temu, along with everything else you've really seen in this series, all from Temu. But this does work pretty well. And you can even store an extra set of Joy-Cons up top if you have the official Nintendo one or that, or you want a little more security for your Joy-Cons while traveling. If you're using the official case and you want to carry a second set with you, another option you have is something like this, just a hard plastic case, holds two Joy-Cons, 3 games in the middle, clamps down. It's clear that you could throw this in your bag with the other case. Still have these ones attached on there if you got a buddy that wants to play with you or you want to do a 2-player thing, whatever. You can have a second set, and these are nice and protected sitting in this hard case. Anyways, that's just a couple of travel cases for the Switch itself. This has been part 3 of the Switch accessory series. We got a couple more to go. But thanks for stopping in. Have a good night, and we'll see you in the next one.